Ladies and gentlemen, let us begin with a truth so profound yet so often overlooked. Power is not measured merely by the size of armies, the reach of economies, or the loudness of rhetoric. True power is a story written over millennia, etched into the hearts and minds of a people who refuse to bow, who refuse to be silenced. Today we talk about India, a nation whose resilience, vision, and spirit defy any attempt to crush it. India is not just a country, it is a civilization, a force that has survived invasions, colonization, and countless attempts to undermine its essence. Its strength is neither fragile nor fleeting. It is grounded in culture, innovation, and the unwavering determination of over 1 billion citizens who embrace progress while honoring tradition. This is why no one, not history, not adversaries, not fleeting global trends, can crush Bharat. Consider the innovation flowing through India today, the technology hubs, the startups redefining global industries, the scientists pushing the boundaries of space and medicine. Yet, this modern prowess coexists with the wisdom of its heritage, the philosophy, the arts, the values that have guided generations. This balance of past and future is not just inspiring, it is formidable. It is a power that is deeply rooted, impossible to uproot. Economically, India is rising with a momentum that commands attention. Its markets are vibrant, its industries diverse, and its youth, ambitious, educated, and determined, are shaping the world's tomorrow. But economic strength alone does not define India's resilience. Its democracy, the very framework of its governance, thrives amidst diversity and complexity, proving that unity is not uniformity, but the ability to embrace differences without fracturing. India's enduring civilization is a testament to resilience, adaptability, and an unwavering sense of identity that has withstood the tests of time, conquest, and change. Unlike nations that have risen and fallen in the blink of an eye, India represents a continuity of culture, philosophy, and societal structures that stretch back thousands of years. From the Indus Valley civilization to the present day, India's story is one of survival and adaptation, not merely in the sense of maintaining its borders, but in preserving its ethos, values, and collective consciousness. The country has faced repeated invasions and colonial domination, yet it has absorbed, adapted, and transformed external influences into something uniquely Indian. This ability to assimilate without losing identity is central to why India's civilization endures. When empires sought to dominate the subcontinent, whether through military conquest or political control, they encountered a society that was complex, sophisticated, and deeply rooted in its traditions. The richness of India's philosophical traditions, including Vedic thought, Buddhist teachings, and later the synthesis of diverse religious and cultural ideas, has created a societal framework that prioritizes knowledge, morality, and community. This framework has been passed down through generations, not as rigid dogma, but as living practices that evolve with time. India's endurance is also reflected in its linguistic, artistic, and literary traditions. Languages like Sanskrit, Tamil, and others have carried profound ideas across millennia, allowing philosophical and scientific knowledge to survive, influence, and inspire. Indian art, music, dance, and literature reflect a society that values both expression and continuity, transmitting lessons and values from one generation to the next. Moreover, India's civilization is marked by a remarkable capacity for pluralism. The coexistence of diverse religions, cultures, and communities under a shared civilizational ethos has allowed India to maintain cohesion even amidst diversity. This pluralism is not without challenges, but it demonstrates a social resilience that few other civilizations possess. Even during periods of foreign rule, India's cultural and spiritual core remained intact, serving as a foundation for revival and independence. The ability of Indian society to endure is also tied to its philosophical approach to life. Concepts such as dharma, karma, and the pursuit of knowledge have created a moral and ethical compass that guides individual and collective action, ensuring that India's identity remains robust even under external pressures. Furthermore, India's civilization has contributed profoundly to global knowledge and human progress. Mathematics, astronomy, medicine, literature, and art from India have influenced societies far beyond its borders. The transmission of ideas through trade, scholarship, and exploration illustrates that India's endurance is not insular but expansive, affecting the broader world while remaining uniquely itself. In contemporary times, India continues to demonstrate the same resilience. Faced with modern challenges, geopolitical pressures, economic competition, social transformation, India draws strength from its history, using lessons from the past to navigate the present. Its ability to balance tradition with modernity, to innovate while preserving identity, is rooted in the same civilizational endurance that has defined it for thousands of years. The strength of India's enduring civilization is not only in surviving adversity, but in thriving despite it, adapting to each new era without losing the essence of what it means to be Bharat. India's strength lies not only in its history, but in its remarkable ability to balance tradition and modernity, creating a civilization that is both rooted and dynamic. This balance is the essence of India's power, enabling it to honor its ancient heritage while simultaneously embracing the demands of the modern world. Unlike societies that abandon their past in the pursuit of progress, India demonstrates that true advancement does not require erasing history. Rather, it flourishes when history informs innovation. This duality is visible in every facet of Indian life, from governance and economy to culture and technology. India's traditions are not relics of the past, but living principles that shape societal behavior and decision-making. The values of respect, community, and morality cultivated over centuries guide contemporary policies and social structures, ensuring that modernization does not come at the cost of ethical or cultural integrity. Festivals, rituals, languages, and philosophical teachings continue to influence everyday life, providing continuity that anchors society even amid rapid change. At the same time, India is a nation of forward-thinking innovation. Its technology hubs, scientific research, and entrepreneurial ventures reflect a country capable of competing at the highest levels on the global stage. Cities like Bengaluru, Hyderabad, and Pune are centers of creativity, housing start-ups and multinational corporations that drive global digital innovation, software development, and biotechnology. Indian scientists and engineers contribute to space exploration, renewable energy, and cutting-edge medical research, showcasing the country's modern capabilities without abandoning its foundational values. Education and knowledge dissemination also highlight India's balance of tradition and modernity. Ancient texts in philosophy, mathematics, then medicine are studied alongside modern scientific curricula, producing citizens who are both intellectually grounded and technologically adept. This integration of past wisdom with contemporary expertise ensures that India's progress is sustainable and holistic, rather than superficial or short-lived. Culture, too, reflects this equilibrium. Indian cinema, literature, and performing arts draw from historical narratives while embracing contemporary themes, resonating with both domestic and global audiences. Then classical dance forms coexist with modern music and theatre, offering a synthesis that enriches society rather than dividing it. Politically, India's policies often reflect this blend. Economic liberalization, technological investment, and global partnerships are pursued alongside initiatives that preserve heritage, support rural development, and strengthen social cohesion. This careful calibration allows India to advance internationally while maintaining its unique identity. Even in social structures, the coexistence of traditional family systems with modern urban lifestyles reflects a society adept at managing complexity without losing cohesion. The wisdom of elders, the importance of community guidance, and the reverence for historical achievements operate alongside modern career ambitions, education, and mobility. This balance fosters resilience, as citizens draw strength from cultural continuity while navigating contemporary challenges with innovation and adaptability. India's ability to harmonize tradition with modernity is not simply a domestic advantage, it projects power on a global scale. And nations that underestimate India often fail to recognize that this duality makes it both adaptable and enduring. Capable of responding to global pressures without losing its identity, tradition provides roots, modernity provides wings, and together they form a force that is both steady and transformative, a civilization capable of enduring and leading simultaneously. The synthesis of ancient wisdom with modern thinking ensures that India's growth is not merely economic or technological, but civilizational, anchored in principles that have withstood the test of time. allowing it to thrive in a rapidly changing world. India's economic momentum is a critical pillar of its power, reflecting a nation that is not only surviving in the global arena but actively shaping it. The story of India's economic rise is one of determination, innovation, and the harnessing of human potential on an unprecedented scale. Unlike economies that rely solely on natural resources or historical advantage, India's growth is fueled by the ingenuity, ambition, and resilience of its people. From bustling cities to rural heartlands, the drive to create, innovate, and participate in the global economy is deeply embedded in the fabric of Indian society. Over the past few decades, India has transformed itself from a largely agrarian economy to a diversified powerhouse, encompassing technology, manufacturing, services, and more. Its markets are among the fastest growing in the world, attracting investment, trade, and talent from across the globe. This economic vitality is not confined to metropolitan hubs. Small and medium enterprises, cottage industries, and rural entrepreneurship play an equally important role in sustaining growth, ensuring that prosperity reaches every corner of the nation. One of the key factors behind India's economic momentum is its demographic advantage. With one of the youngest populations in the world, India possesses a workforce that is energetic, educated, and adaptable. This human capital fuels innovation, drives productivity, and attracts multinational companies seeking to leverage a combination of skill and cost efficiency. Education and skill development initiatives further strengthen this advantage, enabling India to compete not just regionally but on a global scale in technology, finance, healthcare, and scientific research. Technological innovation is another cornerstone of India's economic rise. India has become a hub for software development, information technology services, and digital entrepreneurship. Cities such as Bengaluru, Hyderabad, and Pune serve as epicenters of innovation, hosting startups and global corporations alike. The country is pioneering advances in artificial intelligence, space exploration, renewable energy, and biotechnology, demonstrating that its economic momentum is driven not only by quantity, but by quality, vision, and forward-thinking policies. Infrastructure development has also played a crucial role. Roads, ports, airports, and digital networks have connected markets, streamlined trade, and facilitated both domestic and international commerce. Government initiatives promoting ease of doing business, foreign investment, and economic reforms have further amplified growth, creating a climate that encourages entrepreneurship and competition. India's economic momentum is also deeply intertwined with its global influence. As a rising economic power, India is shaping trade agreements and influencing regional policies and emerging as a key player in global supply chains. Its growth attracts partnerships, investment, and collaboration, positioning the nation as a central actor in the 21st century economy. Moreover, India's resilience during global financial crises and its ability to sustain growth despite external shocks underscore the durability of its economic foundation. Its diverse economy, strong domestic market, and entrepreneurial spirit allow it to absorb challenges while continuing to move forward, making it difficult for external forces to destabilize or undermine its growth trajectory. At the heart of this economic momentum is the vision of a nation determined to harness its potential without compromising its values. India's growth is not merely a pursuit of wealth, but a strategic and civilizational project designed to ensure self-reliance, global relevance, and sustainable prosperity. The synergy between human capital, innovation, infrastructure, and strategic policy has created a dynamic engine of progress, one that powers not just the Indian economy, but the confidence, influence, and global standing of Bharat. India's resilient democracy is one of the most defining aspects of its power, setting it apart as a nation that not only survives amidst immense diversity, but thrives because of it. The strength of India's democracy lies not simply in its institutions or legal frameworks, but in the deeply ingrained commitment of its people to the principles of representation, freedom, and accountability. Unlike countries where democracy is fragile or superficial, India has maintained a functioning democratic system through centuries of social, cultural, and economic complexity, demonstrating a capacity to absorb differences and resolve conflicts without losing cohesion. This resilience is evident in the scale and scope of India's democratic processes. With over 1 billion citizens participating in elections, the sheer logistical achievement of conducting free and fair elections is unparalleled in human history. Every vote cast is a testament to the enduring faith of the people in the democratic system, reflecting their belief that governance is not imposed from above, but emerges from the collective will of society. India's democracy is also remarkable for its inclusivity. Despite linguistic, religious, regional, and cultural diversity, the nation has managed to create a system where representation is broad, participatory, and meaningful. Policies, debates, and governance structures are designed to accommodate these differences, ensuring that the voices of various communities are heard and respected. This inclusivity strengthens social cohesion and prevents the fragmentation that can destabilize other nations. The resilience of Indian democracy is also seen in its ability to adapt. Over decades, India has faced political crises, economic challenges, and social upheavals and external pressures, yet its democratic framework has withstood these trials. Institutions such as the judiciary, the legislature, and the electoral system function as checks and balances, safeguarding the rule of law and ensuring that power is not concentrated in a single authority. Civil society, media, and active citizen participation provide additional layers of accountability, fostering transparency and maintaining public trust. Moreover, India's democracy encourages debate and dissent, understanding that constructive criticism is a strength rather than a weakness. Protests, movements, and public discourse are integral to the functioning of Indian society, providing mechanisms for change while reinforcing the legitimacy of democratic governance. This approach not only empowers citizens, but also fortifies the nation against authoritarian tendencies, demonstrating that true strength lies in engagement rather than suppression. Economically and socially, India's democratic resilience supports sustainable development. Policies aimed at poverty reduction, education, healthcare, and infrastructure are shaped through participatory governance, ensuring that progress is inclusive and balanced. The democratic system allows for negotiation and compromise, fostering stability in a country of immense complexity. Internationally, India's democracy enhances its credibility and influence. As a stable democratic power, it engages with global partners from a position of moral authority and strategic foresight. Its ability to maintain democratic principles while pursuing economic and geopolitical objectives sets an example for emerging nations and underscores the unique strength that comes from resilient self-governance. At its core, India's democracy is a reflection of the nation's identity, a recognition